Hi, and welcome back.
Like many of you, we're listening, learning, and sorry for what's happening in the world.
So this week on TBQ, we're focused on Black stories available to you for free on streaming.
Support comes in all forms, and for us, that means supporting the voices that are making art inspired by our reality.
So here's a list of 5 stories you can add to your queue right now. A mix of TV shows, films, and a documentary for you to check out and learn something from.
Cue title card. Up first, Selma on Amazon Prime.
If I ask you something, will you answer me with the truth?
Directed by Ava DuVernay and produced by Oprah Winfrey, Selma is a 2014 historical drama based on the 1965 voting rights marches.
Let's just say my eyes see in a new way.
The film stars David Oyelowo as Martin Luther King Jr. in a role where he literally disappears into his performance. What's great about this film is that it focuses on the laws that were present at the time versus the reality that the Black community faced.
How many county judges in Alabama? 67. Name them.
At the time, a Black person was legally allowed to vote, but faced tremendous resistance just to register, especially in the South. The film not only has some stirring speeches from Martin Luther King Jr., but also explores King's relationship with his wife, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and powerful leaders at the time like President Lyndon B. Johnson and J. Edgar Hoover.
Every Negro man and woman who stands by without joining this fight as their brothers and sisters are humiliated, brutalized, and ripped from this earth.
Selma is historically correct and strikes the perfect balance between showing the reality of the time and the injustices that Black people faced. Check it out.
Next, we have Pose on Netflix.
Now give him some music and pose!
Created by Ryan Murphy, Pose is an epic, fashionable, and heartbreaking TV show set in New York City in the 1980s to the backdrop of minority discrimination, the AIDS crisis, and the ball culture, more formally known as voguing. Led by MJ Rodriguez and Billy Porter, the performances in Pose are not only fierce, but depict the lives of queer and trans people of color with sensitivity, grace, and fearlessness. It's a fantastic lesson on the healing powers of art. We see how a group of performers find escape from the world's problems through self-expression.
There is nothing more tragic than a sad queen.
I'm not sad. It's the tears of joy.
This show is about owning who you are even when others won't. If that sounds like something you need, add Pose to your queue.
Looking for a little sunshine, teen drama, and really good acting? Look no further than All American on Netflix.
Ain't no change, she always over here quick like skirt.
Okay, I'm in.
Her baby's from animated, and she got
This show is a born winner from CW and takes a look at the struggles of Spencer James, a rising football star who moves from South LA to Beverly Hills.
So how are you liking Beverly so far?
It's okay, I guess.
I know it probably feels like lost footage of rich kids from Instagram, but it's not so bad once you give it a chance.
I'm sure it'll grow on me. Hey, so lay it on me. Crips or Bloods? Excuse me?
It's inspired by the real life of pro football player Spencer Paysinger. The music in the show is fire, and it really strikes the line between personal conflict and political conflict faced by the Black community. It's one of those shows that you can watch with your significant other, the whole family, and it has ample doses of inspiration, perspiration, and just the right amount of time to reflect.
We highly recommend The Last Black Man in San Francisco on Amazon.
The one they pillaged for gold. Remember your truth.
We were there when the movie won the directing award at Sundance, and Jimmy Fails is aspirational, real, and very down to earth. Did I mention that this movie comes from my favorite studio, the preeminent A24? And the way that they used cinematic technique and beautiful storytelling is what allowed me to connect to the sense of belonging that this movie spotlights.
This balcony, that wall to keep you all the fuck out, all of it, by Jimmy Fails the First with his own two hands in 1946.
The director Joe Talbot and Jimmy have been collaborating on this movie since high school. As multi-generational San Franciscans, they took what they're experiencing with blurred lines, gentrification, and the rapidly changing real estate market in San Francisco and pinned it together with innovative cinematography and a dreamy, amazing score to present a story that really asks the question of, what is a city's identity? This story inspired me to remember my ancestors and the stones they paved ahead for me and my future.
And finally, we've got 13th on Netflix. This one is a documentary.
Barren souls, heroic songs unsung. Forgive them, Father, they know this not is undone.
Also directed by Ava DuVernay, 13th uses MLK as a jump-off point to show how politicians in America have distorted the perception of Black people to further their own political agenda. It's gut-wrenching, but it's really worth a watch.
I'm a criminal, but now I wonder how. Some people never know.
Through a mix of interviews, archival footage, and hip-hop, 13th is eye-opening and educational. It's also very, very scary because it gives context to the sound bites we hear in news and events as a greater part of the complex American history.
The minute they see me, fear me. I'm the epitome of public enemy, used, abused without.
So there you have it.
Share Black stories. Let's inspire change for the long run and make this world a better place.
Together.
Thanks for watching.